Hi, Dr. Lisa Ference with UPMC Lifestyle Medicine doing our Culinary Medicine series. I am here on location today with my mother. She lives an hour or so, or 2 hours from me, and is not real fond of cooking. So when I come, I try to do some meal prepping. I try to make some things she can have in the fridge for that week, and then even some things we can put in the freezer. So this is one of her favorite salads, and by the way, I make a huge portion of it. I give her, we put them in jars like this. I usually take one home, we like it too. Leave her one or two, and then my sister-in-law who lives around here eats mostly plant-based as well, and she's a big fan. So we make a lot of this, and it's a recipe we've given out. And I say recipe, but unfortunately, a lot of my recipes are kind of templates. They're more templates. I kind of tell you the ingredients. Something like this, you just kind of go with what you have, what you like, mix and match a bit, and you go to taste as well. Put a recipe there for you. I may not be following it exactly, to be honest. It kind of depends on what we have. I'm gonna go from there. So this is a Mediterranean farro salad. I already cooked up the farro. And in fact, I have a picture that I'm gonna show you right now of all the ingredients. So that's what we're using, that's what we started with. I, though, since then, have prepped everything. I've cut everything up and even put in the back in the jars and such, so you can see what we're using. We're using a farro, a quick cook farro, and it's a whole grain. It is based on wheat. I've already cooked it up, so you didn't have to watch me boil water, which always takes some more time. So I've used the whole package, and then gonna use, and I tend to use the whole cans and stuff. What I'm putting in this is roasted red peppers. We're going to use olives. I'll use a small can of those. Artichokes, which I've already quartered, is what I've done with those. A can of chickpeas for some added protein. I've cut up some tomatoes as well as cucumbers. And so we're just gonna add things to the farro, and then we're gonna dress it with, this is a goddess dressing from Trader Joe's. In all honesty, this is probably a little higher fat than you might want if you're trying to lose weight. But what I do when I use commercial brand dressings is I water them down a bit. So at least I don't have to use a lot. And in this case, one of the ingredients is apple cider vinegar. So what I will do is I will add some apple cider vinegar to it. I also saved some of the brine. The olives had brine, the roasted red peppers, and the artichokes. So I saved a little bit of this, and I can just moisten this up with some of the natural brines, so I don't have to use quite as much dressing. And we might even let Mom kind of help stir this as we put things in. So I'll move this over here, and we will we'll wait till we get everything in. We'll put the cucumbers, the tomatoes. I've got this whole jar of roasted red peppers. Might be a little much, but I know I'll probably waste them if I put them back in the jar. So I'd rather kind of use them up. The artichokes, and again, a lot of this stuff happens to be from Trader Joe's. That's just kind of where I shop. The can of chickpeas. We might even need a bigger bowl here. We're gonna see if she can do this without making a mess. And the olives. Let me put some of the dressing here. I'll do a little bit of the brine to just kind of moisten it up. We'll do a little bit of the vinegar. Again, this is going to just moisten it up without having to use as much dressing. And this doesn't have a spout on it, so I'm going to be careful not to overdo it too. And again, you're just going to use enough to moisten it to taste. So I don't tend to measure something like this. Why don't you try to give it a stir, and if you need some help, Mom, I will do that. You probably should have found even a bigger bowl than that. Let me flip it for you. Sorry, I gave her a big task here. There's probably way too much stuff in this bowl. So, basically, I'm just mixing it up though. It's just a ton of good vegetables. You can also add zucchini. That's another good vegetable to eat raw. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've added to this at times. Different colored tomatoes if you want. Just you kind of think of a Greek Mediterranean kind of salad, and that's all you got. So very good, and it's good for side dish, but it's also good for a whole meal. You've got your protein in there with your chickpeas. Sometimes I use 2 cans of chickpeas. If I really want to make this my whole meal, it'll be a little more packed with some protein. I use jars like half the size for individual servings for lunch, that sort of thing. So I use mason jars a lot. We don't have to use plastic that way. So does Mom get the taste or something I didn't get a spoon out. Sure, she knows that. Let me get a little more.
Little taste.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's better say it's good, right? Okay, Mom approves. So this is one of our quick meal prep meals. Once you have everything prepped, it doesn't take much time at all.